Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 18, the residents of Jambudvipa offer prayers, text 1 and 2. Text 1. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, Bhadrashrava, the son of Dharmaraja, rules a tract of land known as Bhadrashva Varsha. Just as Lord Shiva worships Sankarshana in Iravrata Varsha, Bhadrashrava, accompanied by his intimate servants and all the residents of the land, worships the plenary expansion of Vasudeva known as Hayashirsha. Lord Hayashirsha is very dear to the devotees, and he is the director of all religious principles. Fixed in the topmost trance, Bhadrashrava and his associates offer their respectful obeisances to the Lord and chant the following prayers with careful pronunciation. The ruler Bhadrashrava and his intimate associates utter the following prayer. We offer our respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the reservoir of all religious principles, who cleanses the heart of the conditioned soul in this material world. Again and again, we offer our respectful obeisances unto him. So, let's start exploring these lower planetary systems known as Jambudvipa. So, we first come to that planet which is known as Bhadrashva Varsha. On this planet, the ruler is Bhadrashva, and he and all his intimate servants and all the residents, they worship Haya Shirsha, an expansion of Vasudeva. So this is what happens in these heavenly planets which are above the earth. So let's see what we can learn from them. They are saying that it is Krishna who cleanses our heart in this material world. So, which means our hearts are dirty. They are dirty with what? They are dirty with material desires. But we are so foolish, as Srila Prabhupada explains, that we don't know that we are being controlled and punished at every step by the laws of nature. So, normally we say, oh, materialistic persons. We are not materialistic persons, we are devotees. Actually, the fact is, except for the pure devotees, everyone else is materialistic to different extents, which varies from time to time. So, and it is this large percentage of time when we are materialistic that this purport refers to. So, during these times when we are being materialistic, we are controlled and punished at every step by the laws of nature, and we don't know it. If we knew it, then we would be very careful not to fall victim to our material desires, and instead would be concentrating on fulfilling the desires of Krishna and his pure devotees. And during these materialistic states, we think we are very happy. That's what we think. That means when we think we are getting pleasure, we are happy. When we think we are getting pain, we are unhappy. Both these are illusory. So, we should know. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that these mudas don't know that if they want to purify themselves, they must worship Lord Krishna by performing penances and austerities. But still, the fact that we get controlled by our material desires means that during those moments, we completely forget that we can purify those material desires by worshipping Lord Krishna. And how can we worship Lord Krishna? At any minute, we can worship Lord Krishna by chanting his holy name. That is the advantage of the Kali Yuga. And that is the purpose in this human form of life, is to engage in Krishna consciousness, to purify our existence. In our previous lives, we have perhaps been demigods, we have perhaps been inhabitants of these heavenly planets of Jambudvipa, we have perhaps been lower animals, we don't know. But all these are impure states of existence, because in these states, we cannot achieve the purity to go back home, back to Godhead. Because in the lower states, we are completely controlled by material nature helplessly. And in the higher states, we are controlled by material nature by our own volition. So, this human form of life is only form where we can purify ourselves of these material diseases. So we should go ahead and do this. We should go ahead and work for unobstructed happiness. Unobstructed happiness is called Brahma Saukhya, spiritual happiness. Obstructed happiness is our normal happiness of nice house, nice car, nice children, nice praise from people, nice appearance, and so on and so forth. Why is it obstructed happiness? Because it is just like eating an ice cream which has got a teaspoon of sand in it. That means, just imagine, when you eat such an ice cream, once you tasted that sand, you know that next minute, I don't know whether there's going to be sand, and you're fearful while enjoying the ice cream, when will the sand come, when will the sand come? In the old days, we used to get a lot of stones in rice. And if someone bit on a stone, and so therefore, the housewives had, or the servants had to remove all the stones from the rice before it was cooked. Nowadays, these stones are all completely removed by mechanical means, and we're getting rice without any stones. So the younger generation are totally unaware that we used in our childhood find rice with stones. So what used to happen? Suddenly, if someone bit on a stone in rice, it used to make a loud noise, and everyone else sitting near them, they used to immediately freeze, and then they used to worry, oh my God, am I going to get a stone next? Am I going to get a stone next? Completely spoiling our pleasure. That's exactly how it is. That as we are thinking, I am enjoying wealth, I am enjoying fame, I am enjoying name, I am enjoying happiness, I am enjoying everything, we see someone suffering, we see someone dying, and immediately we think, oh my God, I hope this doesn't happen to me. We see someone's daughter getting divorced, and we think, oh my God, I hope it doesn't happen to my daughter or to my son. And so while we are enjoying everything all the time, we are fearful. And that is a way of material happiness. So please, everyone, see not material happiness, but Brahma Saukhya, spiritual happiness, which is the happiness of rendering transcendental loving service to Krishna and his devotees. Enjoy it in this material world and go back home, back to Godhead, and enjoy it eternally in the spiritual world. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thus, in the commentary to the 5th canto, chapter 18, the residents of Jambudvipa offer prayers, text 1 to 2.